Hey guys, welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. I'm excited to be back with you guys on this Wednesday afternoon. What's going on, everybody? If you are in the chat, please let me know. Today's live is going to be really good because, y'all, it's a celebration. Okay, it is a celebration. And I'm going to wait for a couple of more people to get in here so we can announce what we are celebrating. But today is a good day in the YouTube streets, all right? So before we get into all of that, I wanted to very quickly go over what we were going to talk about today. First things first, Candiace Dillard better stop in her tracks before she gets fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Girl, what is going on, sis? Okay, she's going against the network and Andy Cohen once again via Twitter. And we got to go ahead and talk about it. Not only that, I did want to mention Andy Cohen as well, and this whole rumored cancellation of Watch What Happens Live. All right. So we got to talk about all of the things. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Jensen, we got Butterfly, Nia B, Kathy, Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. They said your skin looks so good. Thank you, honey. Okay, soap and water. The fundamentals. No, I've been using I think it's Cetaphil, the scrub, right? Because I have very dry skin. And it's the winter time, well, the fall time, but it's been like 30 degrees, 40 degrees here in Atlanta. And so it's real cold. And so the cold and dry skin don't really match. So I'll be having to do my scrubs and then do my face wash and then moisturize it. Celeste'sNest.net. Okay, you know what the hell going on. But yes, thank you so much. But y'all, okay, oh my God, I am super excited to be on YouTube today because y'all, we reached 40,000 subscribers. I wish I had some sound effects. Okay, I swear to God that I'm gonna be off of StreamYard really soon, and we are gonna begin to have sound effects, right? Okay, the quality is gonna get a lot better, the production is gonna get a lot better. Because child, StreamYard, you're just very limited. Okay, you're very limited. And so we definitely need some sound effects. But you guys, 40 freaking thousand subscribers. That's crazy. Okay, I am floored at the situation, and it's all because of you guys. So thank you guys so much. I started this journey in 2019. 2019. Went full time with it in 2020, October of 2020. So it's been basically a whole year just doing House of Aaron full time. And we have finally reached 40,000 subscribers. And I cannot thank you guys enough. I promise y'all that in 2021, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and it's going to be more exciting. So thank y'all so much for just joining me in my random chats as we talk about housewives and music and things that are happening on TV and all of that good stuff. All right. Thank y'all so much. Nia B in the chat said, OMG, I never catch the lives. Well, today is a good day, sis. Okay. Because we got some really good topics. We got Lisa here. We got Ngozi in the chat. Let's see. We got everybody in here. Claire, Daniela, what's going on? Kathy said, congrats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. C and Trucker D. Y'all, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We did it, y'all. Okay. So now that we got all of that out of the way, last thing, okay, one more thing. Today's sponsor is, of course, the coldest water bottle. You guys know that this is my favorite water bottle of all time because as soon as you put some water in here, it keeps it cold for hours, okay? There's nothing worse than coming back to your water and it's lukewarm. Who wants to drink lukewarm water? Not I, said the cat. So if y'all want to go ahead and purchase a water bottle, click the links down in the description box. And of course, you can use my code HOA for 10% off your entire order. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and put that right there. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Toria. Let's see, No Doubt 88. How you get fired if the contract ends? What? They can either not renew it or she looks at it and says bye. They cannot afford to lose her. And Monique, the Real Housewives is going down fast. So first off, everybody knows when you're talking about the Housewives, just to keep things simple, we use the word hired and fired. Okay. But everybody knows that what we really mean is the contract has not been renewed. Okay. I feel like that's like a known thing in the housewives community. Obviously, she's not fired. She's been contracted. Okay. If they don't renew the contract, then, they don't renew it. But AKA, they don't want you back. And when a person don't want you back, in simple terms, it's a firing. Okay. So let's not really harp on semantics at this point. Right. Thank you so much, Journey. I appreciate it. Liz in the chat talking about, excuse me, congratulations, Aaron. So happy for you. You deserve it, even though that's not how you spell my name. Okay, you had me choking up. But thank you so much, Liz. Nina Gordon in the chat, that's my girl, y'all. She said, fire her ass. Oh my God, y'all is so mean. So, speaking of Candace, y'all. Okay, now that we got all of the housekeeping out the way, thank you so much for the 40,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Y'all, Candace decided to do some tweeting today, and I don't know who is in charge of Candace's social media. Obviously, she doesn't have a social media manager because it is a whole hot ass mess. Okay, Candace's social media is a hot mess. Mia's social media is a hot mess, and they really need somebody at the house taking the phone away. Okay, take that damn iPhone away. Because that's what Candice, Mia, and Nicki Minaj all have in common. They love to get on Twitter and just write down the dumbest stuff. Okay, they just be typing without thinking and then just press send and then it's out there. Okay, so I'm definitely going to have to block a couple of y'all already. Okay, first, somebody said that somebody should kill themselves. Absolutely not. Put user in timeout. We don't speak that sort of language over here at the House of Aaron. Okay, today is a celebration. We don't need no negativity. We are celebrating 40,000 subscribers, positive vibes only. Don't kill the vibe. Don't kill the vibe. Thank you so much, Kiki's with Kiki. That's my best friend, y'all. Thank you. All right. So Candace decided to go on to Twitter, right? And she said, like I said, I'm gonna cause a scene, right? Somebody responded to her, I guess some hurt, Housewives fan, and they said, you hurt people. You have no idea the hurt and anguish you cause. Please stop making fun of people's flaws. Please. Now, I don't know specifically what this person is referring to. I don't know if they're talking about her on the show when she talks about people being milkmaids and talks about people having wide bodies, which to me, in my personal opinion, I think that's body shaming. When you call somebody that just had a baby wide body, like that's pretty fucking rude, Candace. Okay. So I'm assuming that that's what this person is referring to, how she body shames and makes fun of people and their foreheads and their bodies and their feet and things of that nature. And I'm sure she'd be going in on a couple of the fans on Twitter as well. Okay. Candace does not shy away from telling it like it T.I. is. Right. So, then Candace decided to clap back at the situation and she said, girl, shut up. Okay. She said, when you're on anxiety meds, right, and praying to God, you don't take your own life because of the hurt and lies that people like you perpetuate because you don't like me on a TV show, come talk to me. Until then, actually shut the F up. Okay. And I should have blocked that out before I put that damn word up on the screen. Because I'm not trying to get demonetized, Candace. Okay. You're doing too much. Okay. But Candace was basically like, I don't care what you're talking about. Okay. I'm not hearing nothing that you're talking about. She expresses or exposes the fact that she's been on anxiety meds and I guess has had suicidal thoughts, which I feel really bad for because I don't wish that on my worst enemy. So I hate that Candace is feeling depressed and whatnot. But she basically told this person to shut the F up. And I didn't think that the fan said anything wrong. I didn't think there was nothing wrong with saying that. All she said is, girl, you hurt people. Could you please stop? At least she said, please. I thought that the fan was being real nice about the situation. And Candace just really took it to 10. And although I empathize with the whole anxiety and depression, this just goes to show that I'm right. I've been saying for weeks now, coming on here on my platform saying that Candace always takes something and then she brings it all the way up there to a 10 and then wonder why she gets snatched the fuck up, right? Like, you didn't have to tell that person to shut the F up. I just thought that that was real extra. Anyways, moving on to the next tweet, y'all. Let me know how y'all feel about that situation. I'm going to go ahead and bring up this next one because she went on a whole rant. Okay, we're going to read every single tweet. All right, so this is the second one. She said, someone tweeted, do they want Candace to just sit there when people come for her? Hashtag RHOA. And Candace replied with, I would also like to know the answer to this. Okay, so good point. Valid point, right? Because throughout the season, I will admit that there has been several people to come for Candace, several people to come to Candace with the bull stuff, right? And Candace has had to take it. And then however she reacts is how she reacts, right? So I'll definitely give Candace a point for that. So let's go ahead and put up the next tweet. Okay. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. All right. So another person tweeted, right? And Candace responded to this by basically saying, I think it's the tone of your voice that is triggering, to be honest. Not what you say. Your delivery is so fiery, spirited, and pointed, where others deliver their shade more casually and dismissive. Now, Candace ended up saying that she agrees with this analysis of her and her shade. And I would have to somewhat agree. I do think that her tone is very much so off. Okay, she definitely needs to watch her tone and watch them B words. Okay. I do agree with the fact that her delivery is very fiery and spirited and pointed. But I disagree when this person says that it's just her tone and not what she actually says, right? And I disagree because Candace has gone onto this show and said things like, I don't want prayers from that, referring to Mia's mother. Why are you referring to someone's mother as a that? That has nothing to do with your tone and has everything to do with what the hell you saying, sis. Okay? When you said that your mother is low budget, that had nothing to do with your tone, Candace. That had everything to do with the fact that you mentioned in somebody's mama. Mentioning somebody's music video and mentioning somebody's blood relative is two different things, sis. Not discounting what Mia had done, because Mia was really wrong and she was being an asshole when she said that the music video was low budget, even though it was. Just because it's true, that don't gotta come out of your mouth, sis. Okay, so Mia was definitely dead ass wrong, but at the same time, saying your mama is low budget was not about your tone. It was about what the hell you said, right? And then when she goes off and talks about the milkmaids and the wide bodies and the foreheads and the feet and things of that nature, that's also not about your tone, but also about what you said. So I just don't agree that it's just the tone. You say some real fucked up shit, sis. Okay? So that's that. But y'all, it ain't over. It ain't over to the fat lady sing. Excuse my language. Shout out to Hazelmore Taylor for the super chat. Thank you so much. She says, Candace always goes too far and can dish it, but can't take it. She always plays the victim. Girl, bye. I absolutely agree. You want to talk about your mama is low budget and somebody's mama is this and that. And at the end of the day, you're the one folding up the tissues. I tried to find something that could simulate a tissue, but you're the one that's folding up the tissues, playing origami, pointing it in your damn ear, poking your eyeballs out at the reunion every damn year. Okay. So moving right along. Thank you so much to Nina Gordon. Thank you for the super chat. She says, yes, my Aaron. Yes, 40K. Y'all, I am so excited. Okay. Next stop, 50K. We got to get there by next week. Okay. So if y'all are in this live, please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you have your bell notification on. Right. So y'all, that's not it. Okay. That is not it. We're not done with the tweets. right? I told y'all I wanted to analyze this. Then this was the cherry on the top. Y'all, read this. A fan said, y'all, I can't. At Andy, we've been screaming from every part of the world to fire Lisa Rinna from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the one with the blow up fish lips, right? We've been screaming from every part of the world to hold Erica Jane accountable. But Candace's mouth is where you bring the heat. What? What in all the F's? And then in parentheses, they said, and then the heifer Giselle, yikes, coming in condoning physical violence. First off, Giselle wasn't condoning physical violence. She was just holding Candace in her mouth accountable. You can't provoke people and then pretend to be a victim. You just can't. I'm sorry. That's just not how life works, right? I don't condone violence. I don't like violence. I didn't grow up fighting. Okay. I grew up learning to use my words, but at the same damn time, I know that I cannot go up to certain people and say whatever the hell I want to. And I feel like, especially as a non-fighter, me being a non-fighter and me being a talker, because I can relate to Candace on this level, I know who I can try and I know who I can't try, right? I'm never going to be so out of pocket with somebody that doesn't have a problem throwing hands. That's just common fucking sense, sis, right? I relate to Candace, but I'm not up here talking crazy to people that throw hands. So it is what it is. Anyways, Candace ended up saying at this point it's propaganda. And that's when the rumors started to swirl, y'all. The rumors started to swirl, honey. Thank you so much, Mrs. Van B. She says, congratulations on 40K. I appreciate that. Y'all. First off, let me just back it up. Let me back it up. First off, this person said, we have been screaming at you to fire Lisa Rinna. First off, I don't think Lisa Rinna should be fired. Fired for what? She hasn't done anything that was fireable. Okay, so I wish we would stop tweeting out, this person should be fired. This person, the only people that should be fired are the people that's not bringing it. Crystal, if we're speaking of Beverly Hills. If we're speaking of Potomac, Robin, I think those are the people that need to be fired, not the people that bring the drama. The people that bring the drama should be held accountable for the stupid shit that they do and say, but I don't think they should be fired because at the end of the day, this is a TV show. If anybody needs to be fired, it's the women that ain't doing shit, right? So with that being said, I think that whole point about Lisa Rinna was dumb. Then they said that Andy Cohen hasn't held Erica Jane accountable. Well, I don't know where the hell they've been for the past 4 weeks, but every week, okay, every Wednesday night for the past 4 weeks, Andy Cohen has been up there on Bravo grilling the hell out of Erica Jane. So the fact that you're trying to spew out this false narrative as if Erica Jane isn't being held accountable for her actions and her words throughout the season is false, right? Then on top of that, you got Candace responding talking about it's propaganda. Now, sis, earlier a couple of weeks ago in this damn book, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna make it. I'm making a point. A couple of weeks ago, we read in that Not All Diamonds and Rose book that you said that Andy Cohen uses women to feed his son. You mentioned this man's son, sis. So that was strike number one, right? You said that he was too busy to pick up the phone and you got upset. And so you told the author of this book that Andy Cohen has used women to feed his one and only son, right? And now today, you're saying that Andy Cohen is wrapped up in this scheme, right? To where he's not holding the white women accountable, which is valid in some cases. There are some cases where the white women are not held accountable. But in these particular instances, it's not valid, sis. Okay? Y'all know I will pull out the race card in a quick, hot-ass second. But in this particular instance, it ain't valid. Okay? It is not valid. You're saying that he's wrapped up in this scheme, talking about some propaganda. Sis, you are on your way to the unemployment line. I almost said employment line. You are on your way to the unemployment line with Cynthia Bailey and them. If you don't shut your trap. Because this is the second time in about 2-3 weeks where you done really went the hell in and dragged the boss, Andy Cohen, and Bravo, the network. Y'all, do you think Candiace Dillard Bassett is going to get fired for going against the network? Talking about they are, they have this whole thing going on with propaganda where they're not holding Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane accountable, but yet they want to draw the line at her and her mouth. Right. Thank you so much to Just Helen 8 for the super chat. I do appreciate that. She says, if Candiace go for saying your mama, Heavenly should go. I don't think Candiace should leave. I don't think Candiace should be fired. Let me just make that clear. I don't think Candiace should be fired. I think if she is let go, I think it would be a mistake. And if she gets fired, it's not going to be because she said your mama. If she gets fired, it's going to be because she keeps going against the network and Andy Cohen. Right? Tread lightly, sis, because it didn't work out for Nene Leakes. It didn't work out for Nene Leakes, sis. So tread lightly when you keep on dragging Andy's name through the mud. He gonna treat you like how he treated Nene on Radio Andy, talking about something. I'm not gonna speak on her. Candiace, girl, don't get demoted, boo-boo. Do not get demoted. Don't get demoted trying to prove a point to these fans that really should not make a difference, right? Don't get demoted trying to prove a point to these people that don't pay your bills. Honey, why don't you keep your your thoughts to yourself on this one, hun? Yolanda Franken said, if Candiace needs to go, so does Erica and Dorit. Dorit definitely needs to go, but I think she found herself a storyline when her place got robbed. But I'm happy that her and her family is okay. Right. Phoenix says, if it wasn't Candiace this season, it would have been a snooze fest? I don't believe so. I mean, we had Karen versus Giselle, had nothing to do with Candiace. We had Mia versus everybody. We had Wendy. Did I say Wendy versus? Yeah, Wendy versus Giselle. Yeah, we've had some pretty interesting moments that had nothing to do with Candiace Dillard Bassett. So now I will give Candiace her flowers. Okay, let me just go ahead and give Candiace her flowers. Candiace is definitely entertaining. She definitely gives us drama. I definitely think that she has been a really good housewife. Thank you so much to Ayana Kareem for the Cash App. I appreciate that, sis. But I'm personally not saying that Candiace should go. I'm just telling her that she needs to stop tweeting and going against the network before they start to phase her ass out like how they did Cynthia and Nene and everybody else. And Charisse and them. Candiace, you don't want to end up like Charisse. Charisse just did an interview for the Bravo Insider, okay? A segment called After Bravo. And Charisse is out here looking very pressed, okay? Pressed like a panini, right? And she's talking about Monique, and she's jealous that Monique took her spot. And she's mad because Karen has took her Grand Dame title and made it into a business. And she's upset that Wendy Osefo is on there and not her. And she's mad because Giselle and them is doing the damn thing and she's not. Do you want to turn out like Charisse, Candiace? Do you want to turn out like that? I don't think so, sis. So you better get it together or forget it forever. All right. So y'all definitely got to let me know how y'all feel about that in the chat. If you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments down below. All right. There are 442 of you guys in here. Thank you so much for joining us. As you guys pile on in, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell button so you guys can be notified when we go live and or post a video. All right. We got Renee in the chat. Monique's mouth was foul, and so is Ashley's, but nothing is said to them. Ashley has not said anything foul this season. I do believe that in her first couple of seasons, Ashley definitely could have got clocked, and I wouldn't have been mad at the situation. So I do agree that Ashley has had a foul mouth. Um, but as far as recently, as far as this season, Ashley was pretty unproblematic. I would say that the messiest thing that Ashley did this season was come to Williamsburg and start that whole mess. But I didn't even think she did it in an ill-intended way. Ashley was very respectful and nice about the situation. Ashley has probably been the most unproblematic this whole damn season, now that I think about it. Just my opinion. Just me. Just food for thought. Happy Joy said, speaking of Heavenly, any new news on Married to Medicine? I heard that Heavenly got into it with somebody. I don't know if it was a physical fight, but she definitely was alluding to the fact that there was a rustle and a tussle. I think Quad has a man, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess we're gonna have to stay tuned for that. I did report on that. I know that Heavenly had her beauty supply store grand opening party and whatnot. Shout out to her because we are supporting Black businesses all 2021. And yeah, that's pretty much all the tea that I have for Married to Medicine. I know Carrie is back. I know Anila is back. I think Toya is back. Heavenly is back. Jackie, I believe Simone is back. Yeah, so nothing really new over there with Married to Medicine. Okay, let's see. Cherie said this is beyond her saying your mama. Absolutely. Let's see. Grace Turner said Ashley accused Monique of a DUI. Why didn't she get dragged? So I think what Ashley said was not wrong because I can't speak on that. I'm not gonna speak on that because it would go into a whole thing, and I can't do that. I can't do that. I would say that in that situation, I think what made Ashley wrong was the fact that she was betraying her friend. I think that's what made it. I don't think what Ashley did was necessarily wrong. I think the fact that you are out here speaking negatively and slandering your friend, I think that she should have had her friends back in that instance. I'm not gonna go around town talking about yeah, my friend got into a car accident because she was drinking. Like, whether that is true or whether that is not, that's information that you keep concealed, right? If your friend goes to jail for something, as a friend, I'm not going to go to other people and spread their business about why or why not they're in jail. I'm just not going to do that. It's just some things that you shut up about, Ashley. And so I feel like she just wasn't being a true sister. Someone said, is the alleged Real Housewives of Beverly Hills robbery a fake? I have no clue. I don't know. I have no idea about that situation. Nia B says, Charisse, bye. You were boring, sis. Okay. Charisse in the chat talking about Charisse. Is your name Charisse? Charisse talking about Charisse. That's interesting. Charisse says, Charisse looking jealous AF. Absolutely. Like, girl, take a seat. Okay. And then the lady asked her, do you still watch The Real Housewives of Potomac? And she said, absolutely, I do. Y'all, Charisse be sitting at the couch like we do every Sunday night with her popcorn and her wine, sipping, getting all the tea. Okay. And then afterwards, she be traveling over to YouTube to see what the commentators got to say about the situation. Like, Charisse is bored. Charisse is like she's bored. Let's see. Hey Majesty said Charisse hired them all. She was the Kyle of Potomac. Bravo came to her to start the show. Yeah, that's another thing. She thinks she's the Nene. Too bad your personality couldn't keep you through, sis. You may have hired everybody, but you couldn't even keep your own self on. How did Karen and Giselle, who you hired, how did they stay on longer than you did? Let's talk about it. Okay. That's what you did then, but what is you doing now? Okay. You couldn't even stay on the show long enough for us to even give us, for us to give you the credit. Right. At least Mariah Huq was on the show damn long enough so that we had the education to learn that she was the executive producer and that this show was her idea. But since you was on there for what, 2 or so seasons, and then I think last season she kept popping up in the background trying to get her pitch back, and it's like, sis, let it go. Let it go, Charisse. Let it go. So speaking of letting it go, I want to go ahead very quickly. I don't have a lot more to say. Thank you so much to Mara Sakino for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. They said Wendy, Candiace, Karen, and Ashley and Giselle earned their money this season. Ashley, no, I don't agree with Ashley. Wendy, Candiace, Karen, and Giselle, absolutely. And I think Mia did a really good job this season. I would say the only people that were kind of lackluster were Ashley and Robin. Okay, I think they need to get a contract negotiation because they're not earning their checks, in my opinion. Charisse said that Charisse was making all the Charisse variants look bad. Child. Anyways, so speaking of being let go, shout out to No Filter Lex for the super sticker. Speaking of being let go, y'all, according to Campfire, do y'all watch Campfire on YouTube? Okay. Because, honey, he is all over the blogs, child. Right? Because he came out with this story about Andy Cohen and his flop ass ratings, right? Over there at Watch What Happens Live. Quiet as it's kept. They had what's that show? Bravo's chat room, right? Remember, for a good 2 weeks, Bravo's chat room came back with Giselle and Portia, and they had special guests and whatnot. I remember Brandy Glanville was on there, Heather Dubrow was on there, some other women were on there, and they were filling in for Andy for 2 weeks. Quiet as it's kept, they're looking for replacements. They are looking for Giselle and Portia to replace Andy Cohen because, according to the rumors in the blogs, child, it has been unconfirmed and not verified, but they are saying that the ratings are so bad at Watch What Happens Live that they're thinking about canceling the show. Now, for me personally, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below in the chat. But personally, for me, I like Watch What Happens Live, and if it was to ever get canceled, I would actually be sad about the situation. Because Watch What Happens Live is basically the Housewives talk show, right? So I don't want to see Watch What Happens Live go. What y'all think about it? Maybe they need to restructure their budgeting. They're probably paying Andy Cohen too damn much money, right? Because the ratings aren't there. They're probably paying him too much because I would assume that his salary is probably that show's biggest expense. But I don't want to see the show go. So what y'all think? I don't want to see it go. I don't want to see it go. Rob J in the city said, what are we doing with Ascala? I like her. I like Ascala too. I want Ascala to replace Robin. Okay, Robin needs to go. Call us when you get married, sis. Okay, when you get ready to have your COVID wedding, then you can call us back and maybe we'll give you your champagne flute back. But until then, Ascala can take your spot, sis. Right? Because Robin was not doing jack shit all damn season, but laying in bed and arguing with her non-existent fiance. Right? Renee Tevis said, I'm so late. Girl, where you been, honey? Where have you been? Baskian said, nope, we watch you. Oh, thank you, babe. Bernice Jackson said, Bravo's chat room was a snooze fest. What? Honestly, I tuned in for a couple of episodes and I honestly wasn't mad at it. I didn't hate it. I like Watch What Happens Live better, but Bravo's chat room wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst thing. So, right. Just because Beauty said Portia should replace Andy. I don't know. I think for certain people, for certain personalities, I should say, you have people who make things about them, and then you have personalities that are really good at spotlighting other people. I think Andy Cohen is a really good host to where he's good at telling a story. He's good at asking questions. He's good at getting the tea. Portia, on the other hand, she's like a star in herself. So it's hard for me to imagine her. Like, I'm not saying that she did bad on Bravo's chat room, but I don't know. Portia strikes me as the type of person where she likes to talk about herself, right? Because Portia is the star versus Andy Cohen, where it's more about the guest. Does that make sense? So I don't know. I love Portia though. Portia is everything. Jay Farrell said, "Watch What Happens Live is only good when Housewife shows are airing. Other than that, it can go." Art by Raquel said, "If they give Watch What Happens Live to Quad, we'll get what we want from the show." Quad Lunsford from Married to Medicine. Is that who you speaking of? Is Quad trying to become a talk show host again after being fired from the Sister Circle and Married to Medicine? Okay, that was a whole double whammy. She got fired from the reality show and the talk show. And to me, that was nothing but karma because she had dissed the ladies of Married to Medicine, talking about the ladies of Sister Circle is her real friends, and then got fired from both of them. Okay, so that's some humble pie, but is Quad trying to become a talk show host again? Rob J says, "It's a okay filler show when I don't want to start an hour show. Watch What Happens Live. I'll watch What Happens Live and then go to bed." Okay. Watch What Happens Live gave us so much tidbits and shady moments. No other late night show gives us that. I agree. I actually really love Watch What Happens Live. I don't want to see it go. So I don't know what we need to do. I don't know. You know what? I was kind of thinking this the other day, excuse me, speaking of Portia and Giselle. What they need to do is they need to start grooming somebody. They need to start training somebody. And they need to get the viewers used to somebody else other than Andy Cohen, because Andy Cohen can't be the king of Housewives forever. Like, he can't host the reunions for forever. Like, I feel like the Housewives franchise is a franchise that's going to outlive Andy Cohen. So I feel like they need to groom, train, get the viewers used to seeing another face. Maybe we need to have another talk show besides Watch What Happens Live, where the viewers can get to know and start to love someone else, so that if there is ever a day that Andy Cohen decides that he doesn't want to host anymore, then someone could easily fill those shoes and it's not that big of a transition. Because honestly, I feel like if we got rid of Andy Cohen today, as far as Watch What Happens Live and the reunions, I kind of feel like the franchise would be in shambles because he's been the face of the franchise for so long, if that makes sense. So they need to start prepping somebody else for us to get used to. So how y'all feel about that? Phoenix said, because we only watched the 3-minute clips on YouTube. Damn. Somebody said, replace Andy with Nene. Well, baby, I can tell you that that's not going to happen. Okay, Nene's trying to get that peach back, let alone having her own talk show on the side. No, it ain't going to work. Thank you, Murasakino. They said Gazelle tried to bring the rumors from the streets onto the show, questioning the paternity of Monique's baby. Does that deserve hands? I don't know. I feel like in the real world, I could see Giselle getting beat up for that. In the real world. For the TV show, Giselle did it in a very subtle way. So much like how she did this Wendy situation, like Giselle knows how to bring a rumor up without seeming like she's trying to tear somebody down. Like, she does it in such a strategic, analytical way, to where if you would put her hands, if you would put your hands on her, then she would, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say no. But if this was the real world, I could definitely see somebody getting beat the hell up for talking about stuff like that. That was a really good question. Okay, you stumped me up with that one. Okay. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and log off. I've been on here for 40 minutes. I just wanted to very quickly thank you guys for keeping this YouTube channel afloat. Okay. I really appreciate that. Today's sponsor is the coldest water bottle. You guys know that I love this thing. Oh my God. It has my name on there. So freaking cute. I absolutely love that. Go ahead and get you one. You can get the small one, the medium-sized one, the big ones. They keep your water cold. The links are down in the description box, and you can go ahead and use my code HOA for 10% off your order. And yeah, thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate that, and I love you guys so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and see y'all a little bit later. I love you guys. Her Majesty said, "Love you, Aaron. Bye. Love you more." The area said, "Aaron, you dead ass wrong for what? I'm wrong about what? What are you talking about?" Okay. Everybody go ahead on your way out. Please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you have the bell button clicked on. Child, come on now. Really, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Bye, Philip. See you later. You better log off after that, huh? What is you talking about, little girl? Don't make me turn into Mary in here, okay? Do not make me do the Mary Cosby on your ass. Really? Renee said, enjoyed your live. I enjoyed you, Renee. Thank you so much. Georgia Peach said, Aaron, hello, just got off work. No, please, I just got on. Well, you can definitely catch the replay, sis. Good night. All right. I love you guys. And don't forget to create a great day. Bye.